Hello there. Okay, let's start from this one here. So welcome, dear viewers. I'm today joined by Murtitanin, also known as Yarom, and many other nicknames. Okay. So you should be able to hear him.
Hope so.
Honestly, I will just open the stream on my phone and check. You can say something.
I'm saying something.
Okay, it's great. Nice.
Okay, let's go then.
Okay, so when it comes to the survey and where people came mostly from, it's not really a surprise. However, I do see that quite a few people actually came out from outside of typical Discord and forums. Like forums are really bad here. Right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't expect Reddit to take as much.
Yeah, Reddit
of
did quite
share.
well. I actually expected kind of YouTube to do better. However, I guess I didn't promote it enough.
Well,
And that's the
there is also
result.
quite a lot of people in this survey in general, so
Yeah, there were 136 votes in total. So yeah, not everywhere because some questions were actually not necessary to answer at first, and only later I kind of fixed that. However, that's secondary thing, I guess.
yeah,
And
it can be easily adjusted to
yeah,
take.
okay, it's good enough. First time doing something like that. Honestly, the amount of people, I'm really happy with the amount of votes we got, and overall how it turned out. So that's pretty fun. And the
All
second
right.
thing is multiplayer or single player. Any surprises? For me, not really. It's like 40 to 80%, so like twice as many single player than multiplayer.
There was no option to differentiate between competitive multiplayer and cooperative multiplayer, like
I
World
guess that's
Conquest.
true. I guess that's true. However, if you are playing multiplayer, you are there, you are on the server, and you kind of interact with all of that, in my opinion. So that's
Yeah, that's true.
close enough. Because if you took competitive multiplayer, it would be very slim percentage, I think. Because at least at this point in time, I don't think competitive multiplayer is doing particularly well.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is kind of expected right now, but still, the single player has quite a lot of share.
Yes, and both is kind of even. I mean, I guess that's expected. It would be rather rare to see. I guess that's also personal preference because I could say I played a lot of Under the Burning Suns when I rebalanced it, etc. However, most of the time I guess I still play in multiplayer, so I would vote for mainly multiplayer. Actually,
Yeah, it's a not very.
but it gives overall picture of what players play, right?
Yeah,
And I
it
guess
was.
that's important, good enough.
Yeah, it was kind of important in all this discussion about rebalance.
I guess. Okay, let's go to the next question.
And it's
With
not in your favor right now.
whatever, I don't
Okay.
care. It's fine. With
Remove low
regards,
quality campaigns. Oh, that's. There are some people who like that. Okay.
yeah, some people make major changes to campaigns as opportunity presents itself. Actually, okay, you will. I don't. Okay, I won't ruin the surprise for you. I will talk about it when we get to second to last question. Because this trend of
Oh,
40 something votes will repeat, right, throughout the survey.
okay. Uh, okay. That's interesting. Uh,
Okay,
Spoiler.
make my major changes to low quality campaigns. Yeah, I guess that's agreeable.
It's
Like,
hardly
we should
surprising
change.
because some people voted no, or at least that
Yeah.
didn't check it. But It's interesting.
Minor changes. Actually, people, I guess, prefer like major changes to low quality
Mm,
than just minor changes everywhere. Book fixes really low. Adding,
yeah, but probably because there aren't that many bugs in Wesnov right now. At least not
depends who
so
plays it.
visible. Not so visible if you play normally and not like try to make a whole new campaign.
All right, and I guess like the highest amount of people actually voted for just adding any new high quality campaign.
Yeah, there are some possibilities on the add-on server, but
Yeah, I guess
let's
so.
see.
However, as well, I could say that there are quite a lot of like custom answers
Don't add
and
any campaigns, one vote.
World Conquest is amazing. Okay, I
Seven
guess
plus, maybe a bigger world conquest for more players.
yes for seven
How
plus
long it
players.
would take? With 4 players, it's like, I don't know, 10 hours for 3 scenarios, maybe. So it takes quite a lot of time.
New faction example Queen of after four factions has been made. Okay, so basically main make an era around like Queen of with three other factions in question about campaign development. Interesting.
I'm actually sure someone did that already
Not really. We don't
in
yet have
some
that. Like, okay, don't
ageless
remove
sort.
the tutorial. Okay,
Yeah, that's fair.
that's fair. Anything else that I could comment on? No opinion, one vote. More continuity between like campaigns. Ashen Hearts as second Drake campaign. Variable recall cost based on unit and XP. Reduced gold carryover percentage. Okay.
You didn't put it that yourself, right?
No, I didn't. It's not my opinion. You can check. I guess you can check it. On the other hand, I guess I'm the only person who voted yes on all the changes. That all the changes are good. So I guess you can easily find me in the survey, unless there is someone else who did that, but I'm unaware of them. So
Okay.
that's something. Okay, so let's go to the mechanics right now, maybe, and we get the not appropriate. Which mechanics are not appropriate for inclusion in new or revised mainline campaigns?
Well, let's just see them one by one. Branching patch choices. Yeah, they're definitely pretty well accepted.
Yeah, and the next question: which mechanics do you find fun? Right, as well.
Yeah, and custom AMLAs as well. They're actually quite related to each other. Like those two questions have good negative correlation between each other,
That sounds
which is
smart.
expected. Multiple player sites.
Yeah, like
One of the
mercenaries
higher
fine,
first
but
here.
like other places, I guess not so much.
Yeah, especially since the Legend of Osmera didn't really go well. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's like pretty bad. Multiple recall lists also kind of bad. I
it
guess.
was playable. I played it on both single player and multiplayer, but at one point it was just there was some gold reset and it was not playable anymore
Yeah,
because
yeah, I'm not
enemy had
surprised.
too much of them.
I'm not
At one
surprised.
point, playing several times at the same time was more difficult and kind of pointless.
Okay.
Multiple recall lists. Well, it's sometimes kind of annoying if you like lose all of your units you
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
training. But overall, it's like uh, it's a thing that can happen, but not everyone likes it.
Alternative objectives such as stealth scenarios, escort mission, boss battles, etc. Like
Yeah,
also
it's
performing
first.
very well.
Yeah, it's very much liked.
And then we get spellcasting, and spellcasting turned out very, very badly. Let's just say.
No surprise here, I guess. It's not what campaign it was. Yeah,
It is in the proposed the Deceiver's Gambit add-on, currently add-on proposed for Mainline. by current like SP head, SP lead. So
Well,
that's yeah.
it's fun to play sometimes, but overall it's a bit difficult and not well integrated into the game.
I guess unusual units.
Well,
Turned
that
out
was always kind of a feature of campaigns.
honestly that makes me kind of want to, instead of like just using, I don't know, like custom Dune folk, just make our own Dune folk for mercenaries or like some version of Dune factions and throw them all in there and have some fun. Like don't care about faction.
Well, it makes sense. You already like tried to make the sub factions for this. They
I
were
guess I
kind of
guess
even inspired.
I
So
guess sub factions also had like kind of good reception, at least from like
if you
what
say
I
so,
sorry.
if you say so.
I mean that I kind of see this in you as well, that your reception was kind of good.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
Yeah, and then we
A
get
few mistakes were to correct, but now they're
whatever,
playable.
like small changes don't won't hurt anybody. And then we get
Variable
more.
recall costs.
Yeah,
As you can see, it's not very much liked, but there are people who like that.
again, look at the number of people who actually liked it. It will be kind of important later.
Hmm.
At least I see the correlation in there. And what is surprising to me is that it's positive at all, right? I guess, I mean, I kind of needed that to make all the unusual units in Quenov, so I wouldn't give that up no matter what. Anyway, and like 28 people dislike it, but 46 people actually like it, so still positive,
Yeah,
still good.
slightly positive, but not much. Okay, what's
No,
next?
yeah,
Pick
no,
a
no, no,
pool
no.
non-droppable items. Oh, I don't remember that option. Did you add it later after I finished the survey?
Maybe, perhaps. I mean,
Birds
you got
fire.
you got the version that was like first version, first version, first version to check, and then we actually kind of got some more changes to it. I guess there might be even question you didn't get. But, well, whatever.
Well, pickable non-droppable items were like the least controversial. But
Actually,
later it got less popular, but overall it's still positive.
yeah, like droppable items overall, I think turn out kind of better than pickup that non-droppable items, and like Lottie system turns out to be the worst here overall, with which is barely positive, like 40 votes. That's the most negative thing, right? Which is actually kind of fun. Like
Well,
that.
this is for mainline campaigns. Lotus system is
Yeah,
quite
they are
special, and
complex.
the campaign itself is. There are people who like it. I actually haven't finished it, but
It's
it's
really long.
much different from normal campaigns and really long. So it might have influenced the answers as well.
I guess. Okay, so I guess we are done with this. I will just say I do admit that there are problems with variable recall costs. However, my main problem with them is that they take away from progression, and I have a way to fix that. It will involve making Under the Burning Suns units even more weird in some ways. Actually, I plan to just make AMLAs for units that aren't max level.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
that was always a possibility, but rarely explored.
yeah, so I will just like explore this, and what I will do, higher levels will simply gain cost reduction, and if you decide to keep unit on that level, this unit will simply get buffed. So that's like choice, and it will lose the ability to advance further into that line. However, you can still AMLA it. So that's like the idea behind it. In that
think the
way, you actually
to advance, losing the ability to advance is not that cool, but like
I mean, you
get
still get AMLAs, right? You choose AMLA, like you choose AMLA tree over the unit tree, kind of. That's the
yeah,
idea.
it's kinda not the same. I know it's important for you because of the recall costs and upkeep, but
Kinda yes, and no, the most important thing for me is I wanted to make campaign in which you can literally go just with level ones and you felt fine, right? You don't care, you don't have to like just spam level threes. You can use level twos, level ones, level threes, and all work, right? That was my main like.
I think it will make. I don't think it will make actually better recall, but and progression, but it will make more difficult with balance because now you have like cheaper unit, cheaper to recall and upkeep. That's still more or less of the strength of the next level unit, just with some more XP. So it's another option, but it's a weird option. Well, you can try, but we'll see what comes out of that. But I don't think it's a solution for progression.
I mean, okay, let's leave that. Let's drop that topic and go further down. Okay, now we have questions about parry, accuracy, and similar mechanics, and complex abilities in mainline.
Surprisingly,
Yeah,
they've got positive opinions,
yeah.
contrary to what's in the topic, forum topic. But
Yeah, because like, let's go back to the first question. How many people were actually on forums? 11%? And that's
yeah,
mostly old
I don't
guard,
know, maybe
right?
20 people were engaged in the topic, really, at most.
Yeah. So that's kind of a thing here that I can notice. Actually, I could make like correlation or like do some meta stuff, but whatever. I mean,
Yeah, maybe next time.
Parry is still positive, right? It's still over 50%. Uh, abilities are almost 60%. It's
Yeah,
both
and
are
it's
positive.
over twice as much positive as negative. So
Yeah. So that's like kind of fun for me because like I don't think anyone complained in like subfactions about accuracy, etc.
yeah, because accuracy and parry in the last few updates got really well UI, and
No,
although
the
it's
UI
not
is still
very,
bad. If you
it's
notice, you
really
can't.
good compared to some other parts of the UI. It's much better visible in the right panel than like resistances or dodge, but
You still
um,
don't see them in recruit menu, and you still can't
yeah,
find explanation for them anywhere in game.
yeah, there should be definitely some part in the help that introduces them, but that's like 1 or 2 pages maybe, or editing existing pages. But they are very well visible on the right panel, and that's a big plus. They
Yeah, I
should be
guess.
visible on the recruitment list too, I think. That's something
Maybe
to.
they for sure aren't visible somewhere. Right? There is a place when you can either advance or recruit unit and you won't see the parry or accuracy. So that's slight problem, but whatever. Okay.
That should be fixed.
Any more
But
comments?
it shouldn't be that complicated. Well, you kinda mm, had several different things in this question, but uh, it's mostly about parry and accuracy, and it's pretty good reception.
I mean, yeah,
So
I also
I
didn't
think it's
expect that.
definitely in your favor and favor of your changes, at
Mhm.
least some.
However, yeah, like given forum reception, like I find no hope for them. Like literally, it doesn't matter that like half of community wants it. Like
Hey,
forums
stop
seem
with
to be
that.
like
This is
okay.
this
So
is
okay, I will stop.
fantastic.
Let's go. Let's go
That's the
further
next
down.
question. What the reason for multiplayer balance changes is most important for you?
And
Balance
then
is safe, okay? Meta shakeup. Increase in viability of unpopular units and balance changes aren't important for me, and lots of other
like yeah,
probably open
three pages of
answers.
custom answers.
Yeah. I don't play don't play MP. That's kinda should
Okay, that's like that's a lot. That's a lot.
yep.
It's like I don't know.
Any
Almost
highlights you
12%.
found?
Sorry.
Any highlights you found in the custom answers?
I actually didn't look through them. They are like they're there is they are my first impression as well, right?
All right.
Add more mountains to maps. Play
Okay.
dwarf mains, rise up.
Yeah,
Uh,
there is always some people who like just play one thing and want it buffed because they lose. Uh, I guess it happens.
balance should be consistent with lore. Uh,
Uh-huh.
make
That's
minimal changes. Okay, there is the long one.
that was funny one.
Which one?
Am I clear? The one before.
At least try to. Okay, okay, I see. Uh,
I make myself clear.
whatever, lol. Going back to tested 1.12, it's like people want to go to 1.12 and they use the argument that pro players don't balance the game. In 1.12, balance team consisted of Krogan, Elder, and me. Yeah, no pro players there at all.
Krogan was there.
Yeah, he was also there.
Okay, let's see. So overall, the balance itself was
No opinion though,
not
no opinion.
totally winning, but it's
Add
like
a
the
new
majority.
faction.
Of
Add a new faction.
Okay,
Uh,
a rather silly question.
I don't care, don't play. Okay, theme. Okay, okay, and now we go to the good and bad balance changes.
Let's
Okay,
see here. Thunderer, yeah, the Thunderer wasn't really
contested.
divisive.
Mage also isn't contested.
Mage, so 43 for 16 against. Yeah, that's pretty much not contested. Elvish Archer, wow, that's a lot of people who consider it
16
bad.
against? 22 against.
Mage is 43
Ah, okay,
versus
16%.
16%.
Alright,
Yeah.
I saw like players.
Mm.
Ghoul is kind of middle ground where it is like 47 good, 24 bad. Like
Yeah,
still
it's
positive.
mostly good, but there are people who don't like it, and there are people who don't have
Elvish
strong
Archer is
opinion.
like first like bad one. Like
Mm.
33
Yeah,
against, 25 for. Honestly,
yeah, and it's no surprise because there is really a theme of elves like not having armor and having all resistance 0 except
and that's really
for,
problematic for me. That's really
for
problematic.
me, yes, because you like balance units against each others, but
No. That's actually not how that works. I mean,
I,
you are still at better place where than people who say balance faction against faction. That doesn't work like that, right? You can't just balance faction against faction. You have to balance like units in faction against units in faction and see if there are any units that are too strong, aka they beat every single unit that the opposing faction has. And here we get a problems.
this is what I would call balancing factions, but whatever. And
Kind of.
finding cheese.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
For
People pay me
Archer,
for this.
for archers, Archer, the problem is that you actually modified something that doesn't make sense, and it was like kind of important that people didn't have to remember what resistances Archer had. If you like tried with accuracy, parry, then there would be backlash about those, but overall, if you want some targeted balance against specific units, and you want to change resistances, you have to think whether the unit is like an orc, human,
Elves
or
have no good unit for that.
yeah, I know. I've seen the thread, and the problem
No
is
good unit.
the
You
problem
gotta
is
choose something. and Elvish Archer was simply doing the best job out of any unit that I could have picked, because like if I give that to Fighter, Fighter is instantly OP. If I give that to Shaman, Shaman does nothing, like whatever, in some matchups it's simply still useless. Scout is a Scout. Merman is a fish. Tree, and like, yeah, tree is a tree as well. What's left? Well, left is Mage. However, Mage is shared with Loyalist currently. And
And you
there
tried,
are all my options.
yeah, and you tried to balance something against Drakes, and Mage is not a good option against Drakes,
Yeah,
usually.
and then they proposed like alternative Mage, if you noticed. And then people told me, however, that like solved like one issue and left other five unsolved.
Well,
Like, because like,
problem with Archer, you can't just change resistance and expect people to like it, because it's like random +10 just because so.
actually, I explained why.
Make,
I explained every single reason for that. I explained that it was versus dwarves, orcs,
yeah, but
dwarf,
I'm
basically all
saying for
factions,
like
four factions, I believe.
player view, not from balance view, because when
No,
you're a
no,
player,
it's from single player view mostly. You gotta
any
consider that.
player, if you play multiplayer with timer, you don't have to time to check every single resistance that is in the
Okay,
unit. You have
that's
to remember at least half of them, like the main points. And the main point is elves don't really have resistances, like at all. Any.
outside of Dunefolk. There are only two such changes, so I guess it's not that many. Okay, Mage was already talked about. High is another bad one.
Yeah, people don't like it because it's very complicated. I know you've tried, and I actually find the idea it's pretty good, but overall it's very complicated, especially since here you have the version with both melee and ranged parry, and that's like splitting one thing into two. I kind of support the idea it has some base dodge and just 30% ranged.
Yeah, that was also we on forums we kind of came to conclusion after that was like done that the best option would be just decrease dodge by 10% and give it ability instead of 30% ranged parry, so to remove the parry. However, I'm not so sure I would do so, given that like most people actually liked it. Like most people actually liked parry in the survey.
Or at
Fun?
least mechanics like parry. The question was not
Yeah.
just
However,
word.
yeah, that still includes parry.
Yep, I agree. Slurbo. Oh yeah, the Slurbo was like your
Slurbo is
fault,
actually
kind of.
positive. Slurbo is
Uh,
actually positive.
yeah, but I'm not sure if it doesn't have that much of uh, following, and not much of people who didn't like it. Partially, I think because not many people have seen any issue with that, because it, it's not a unit that should uh, appear a lot if in multiplayer, and there aren't
Right
that
now, it's
many
kind of does.
games, so people just didn't see it in person how good or bad is this.
And then we get Dunefolk, and most changes for Dunefolk are bad. I'm kind of wondering at this point, like, except maybe Skirmisher, because that's +1 HP change. Yeah, the Dunefolk changes are like dead. And now we get to the most
Well, at
interesting
least
part.
Skirmisher HP change didn't land up as very bad.
You will be surprised because I heard some people say that Dune Skirmisher is really good against dwarves, and then comes like MP player on forums and says they don't have a counter to like Ulf, and other people like that I heard on like Discords that actually played in the Dunefolk League, that it was so good, and like half and half. And then we have probably most interesting of all, so aka none of them, right?
None of them are good, none of them are bad. Well, quite a lot of people checked that.
Yeah, like
Mm,
I don't I don't consider it saying that the changes are good. I consider it as the changes are neutral to me, right?
Maybe it's not. You can actually have two options like that in surveys, so you can differentiate between the two, but
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
expected
matter
you to
right now.
pick that up.
With Dune Burner, you have two options, and as I can see, the second option is
Yeah,
better received. It's removing melee attack, right?
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
because you really wanted to complicate a unit that was pretty simple. So
you have no
yeah.
idea how hard it was to balance it around everything. Because like you need it against loyalists, however it can be OP against undead, and you have to somehow like play between them. I can actually like give it slight melee attack, like I don't know 3-2 or something like that, and remove few HP. However, I don't want to remove a lot of HP as well. So that was like additional idea. Okay.
Yeah, but putting like another accuracy and parry where there is a better option, it's not a good idea.
That was the best option, right? That was actually the best from my point of view because it accommodated absolutely everything it needed to.
Yeah,
So,
but as you can see, this is like contrary to what more people think.
right, like I mean, not many people even voted for them, and I actually like consider that. How do you say it? I consider that the Dune folk suffer from similar fate that Gwenov do, aka people don't like new stuff, oftentimes.
Don't get me started on some of the graphics and the new main theme, but
See,
whatever.
see. There you go. Your example as well.
I know. I actually only played Dune Folk when we started making the campaign.
Okay. Okay, we can go further. Okay, we finished balance changes. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm gonna be making any more changes. I just don't want to waste my time on this. You
Are you in
don't want
favor of
balance?
replacing
Here you
Rebel
go.
Mage? And you've got a lot of no opinion, some for yes, and a lot of custom answers.
I also didn't read it.
Yeah,
I
and
value
there's
variety over
slight
everything else.
part of people who say no, but not many. I think for multiplayer it's okay.
Boof mages. Boof mages.
uh,
Perfect opinion. I heard people
oh,
didn't
I
like the
actually
changes.
like the opinion about Silver Mage because Golden Mage. I know that unit. I actually
At Golden
played.
Mage, okay. Yeah, you know all the mages because they are OP and you love OP stuff.
I know, but they're only OP in campaigns and stuff when you can actually level them up. Because at first level they don't have that much firepower. On later levels, you can like use them to break through enemy line and just put something in front of them. In multiplayer, you don't even have that many units.
I guess, and then like there is option to just make level 1 sorcerers. As what else? I don't.
Yeah,
I
level 1 sorceress is exactly what I would expect from this unit.
no, I don't want that. It's boring for me. Like it's stupid.
Well,
It's
then
boring.
just use
You can just
just
make so cool mage, and why make like stupid boring unit when you can make actually something cool?
well, fine, then just make a green mage with 6 MP and another attack type.
3 type. It will throw wooses at you.
Okay.
I don't fully okay, new mage would be nice. Another in favor. Here we basically see like idea for mage.
Oh
Also,
yeah, that's kind of expected.
uh,
So
also, also,
basically,
also, also, if you just
Mhm.
give level 1 sorceress and remove mage, elves lose access to teleport.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
that's right.
that's important.
Not that much. You don't get teleport that often in multiplayer.
Concerned the lack of fire damage. Honestly, it was balanced in a way that basically took all the fire resistances and perfectly translated it to arcane because 4 only acts as +1 at at minus 20% or plus 20%, and not many stuff has that right now. So that's like
It
fine.
was worse against humans, but basically as good or better against anything else, pretty much.
Not exactly. Not exactly, because like if you actually count the resistances, it would come out of level 1 units, it would come out as pretty much perfectly the same. Right. Because it also affected Saurians, it affected few more things.
Okay.
And it also affected dwarves because like they have humans as well, and I believe there was something else it affected. And then were like dwarves who weren't affected at all, there were orcs who weren't affected at all, etc. So it like
Yep.
balanced out. Elvish Acolyte could be fun. I can say new unit branch or the same type. Don't remove Elf Sorcerer's line. Split Shami. Make it female. I kind of feel like some people are kind of simping for females here, but maybe that's just my own opinion.
No, it actually makes sense from lore-wise, you've read the discussion.
Not exactly, because like elves can go and learn magic. However, males are forbidden from like practicing fairy magic, except for lords, right? However,
Yep.
standard magic is okay.
Well, fine. There is also the thing, Green Mage, right?
Not exactly.
Uh,
I know where it is. I know where it is. You can like.
This unit is pretty funny, actually. It's got cold damage, I think, but basically it's a recolored female mage with
All right.
better forest stuff, I guess.
Then we have question about maybe splitting unit balance. Most people are for no, so I will just leave it there. I won't really comment on it.
Yeah, I mean, the changes you make in multiplayer mostly affect very specific units, but those very specific units appear in single player as well. And so for like Elvish Archer, this is a big problem. Elvish Archer appears in like, I don't know, a fourth of all campaigns, maybe.
Yeah, but it isn't like super big deal anymore. Right, it
So
wouldn't make or break the game, especially
adding
that.
something weird to it would change a bit the way people see the game, the play it. It's just weird and doesn't fit there. So the more single player players are there, the more you would expect no changes to major important units. I think this is part of it.
All right, and I will read only one opinion. Keep multiplayer balance and let single players developers work around the changes. Some people support. So I mean, some people just don't want it and want people to work around it. So that's something. Which of new art added in 1.20 you like? New unit sprites, and basically nothing else is close. Least liked are replacement sprites, and second least liked are portraits.
Well, they are still over 50. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really negative voice, so that's one thing. However, this question wasn't mandatory, so you could just not
There's
answer.
also a thing that although many units look better, they are worse in actual play because you can differentiate between them less easily.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. I don't know. It just doesn't affect me at all.
It was, for example, quite a big problem when I was testing a new version of Marvel's Escape just after orc changes, and all the orc Grand line from the back looked pretty much the same to me for a while.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, now let's go to the campaigns. Battle training.
Yeah, most people didn't play it, which is kind of expected. This is this tutorial, so
yeah, I also didn't play it.
Don't play it pretty often. What about everything else? A little exemplary, but mostly average. And
And
there are
basically,
some voices it should be improved. Pretty
yes,
much.
poor and should be improved.
Okay. Last time I played was like I don't know, 2 or 3 major versions ago, and it was better than it used to be. Kind of easier and better explained. Although they changed it quite a lot in some ways, but it stays kind of similar to what it was before.
Fun
I
fact,
don't know.
I actually, first time I tried tutorial, which is like basically after I became like MP lead, only
Yeah,
then I
and you
tried
lost.
like,
You lost the second scenario.
yes, I couldn't beat it.
I know. I know. It
It was
used to
stupid.
be quite difficult, and you had like
It
to.
wasn't even difficult. I was struggling to understand what I was supposed to do in the first scenario. I was like, what am I tried to do the common thing that you do in Westnode, and tutorial simply didn't expect that of me. And I like struggled to beat it.
Okay.
Okay, but
Well, reading is quite important for tutorial. When I introduced some new players to Weznov,
I don't read.
every time they didn't read anything, there was a problem with the tutorial.
Okay. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
fine.
know how if or it if it it's it if it's even possible to fix it.
I mean, I believe they like turned it into like Southgard or something like that new version.
Southgard was actually the hardest campaign, the hardest easy campaign for a while because at the scenario with the fog and rebels and undead, uh, it was easy to get overwhelmed, hard to plan, and there was that ice talk unit that just wrecked you with its drain. It was not very beginner friendly campaign.
No, okay.
The actually Orcish Incursion for a while was very good
Orcish.
beginner campaign,
Orcish.
and Tale of Two Brother was playable. Liberty was playable, but the Southgard for quite a long time was very not beginner friendly, despite being planned as so.
Since you already mentioned all three, we can move forward to them, I guess. And Tale of Two Brothers is very average. It has
Yep.
basically the same amount of poor and exemplary. A lot of people played it. It's mostly average. I agree with that. That's pretty much it. Emo.
It's a short, not very straightforward campaign, but it's short and acceptable.
Then we have Southgard, who is actually better. Like it's mostly average.
It was improved quite recently, I think, uh, from Wesnov standpoint, and it's playable now.
Oh, okay.
It was also more uh, filled with lore after a while, so.
I guess. Actually, I didn't play it for such a long time.
Liberty, also quite a lot of people played it. I
Mm-hmm.
think there is quite an overlap here. A lot of people think it's exemplary compared to the others, and
I mean,
yeah, it's
Southgard is
pretty
actually.
good. They messed up some details there
They
with
messed up pretty much every translation there was.
yeah, it's still uh, I think Polish translation there is still having the problem that
There's still
some
many.
dialogues haven't changed.
Yep, not at all. And it is not even marked as like,
Yeah,
fuzzy
yeah,
or anything.
that's pretty much the reason we still haven't updated this translation because it's
Yeah, I really
pretty,
went after them after this. I
yeah,
was
it
quite
requires
angry at them.
a revision of the whole translation one by one, and not
Yeah.
just few apparent changes.
Okay, next is Heir to the Throne. This is like mixed bag. kind of poor, kind of exemplary,
A
kind
lot
of
of
average.
a lot of people say it's exemplary, and a lot of people say it's poor. But it's really quite exemplary in how a campaign this long can be still engaging and interesting to play. Because even at the last scenario, we still have some units that are not maxed out, and you can actually start recruiting level 2 knights if you don't have enough units. So yeah, it's different from other campaigns because it's just so long and so well polished over the years. And there is an Easter egg.
And then we come to Tot. Big on Foot.
Oh yeah, quite a few people think it's exemplary. I actually haven't played it recently. It used to be very good campaign, but I've heard they changed a lot and
The Hammer?
yeah, the hammer.
I don't think they did. I think they had like negative backlash and they actually didn't change it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm one of the people who would probably like go around that as I did with Under the Burning Suns. Actually, I don't. Actually, okay. I mean, like, if we get there, we get there.
Yeah, I'll see what can be done, perhaps.
And
Or
then
if
Descent into
there should
Darkness.
be. Yeah, that's an huge. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who think it's exemplary. Actually,
Port.
it's
It
quite a good
is.
campaign. They improved it a lot over the years, and I actually like it when I played it. Except for the last scenario, I didn't like this plot twist that you have to play it over and over again. And actually, after second or third time being in the same cave with pretty much similar enemies and units, I just kinda checked. Wait, how do I even win this? I had to check the code for that.
Alright.
Because, I don't lose easily. So I would
Yeah.
really like play, I don't know, 10 scenarios to lose and discover this. But, I didn't.
Okay.
But it is quite well made with all this story in it that is quite filled with plot twist and kind of down to earth, even though it's about the necromancers. So it is pretty.
Yeah, that was basically Yumi's um, child, let's say. She really liked taking care of it.
So Eastern Invasion.
Northwest
Eastern.
Invaders.
Okay, I didn't play that one. It's
Okay.
too recent.
It's quite
But
good, as we
a
can
lot
see.
of people
Kind of.
say it's good, so perhaps it's time to play it. It used to be not very good.
Yeah,
Like
it
really,
has some poor votes, but like
it was
actually
like
fewer.
going pure humans with just one mage against lots of undead, not fun. Then going through the caves, I actually lost that scenario quite a few times and gave up for a while. It was a while ago. Uh, so it used to be very bad, especially last scenario. The one alternative was too hard, just too hard.
I honestly kind of wish we could just disable one option without like removing it to see how remaining options fared. Because like here we have like 34.6 with 43% haven't played, and here we have 26.5 with 57% haven't played. And I just
Well,
wanted
just
to
do
compare
your own
them.
Excel for this.
Sorry?
Just do your own Excel for this.
Yeah, but I didn't
And
do
do that.
that. And I guess that would be like nice to compare.
So let's go to the next question. Dead Water. Oh,
And
Dead
the Valor
Water.
Memories. Like
Did they change it recently? I guess not, because it's still average. Yeah, Dead Water was. I didn't finish it because it was a bit too hard for me on one scenario, but overall it was kind of engaging and kind of weird. The story wasn't like flowing smoothly, but it was playable, and it's the first Merfolk campaign, so it's pretty good for that. But it could be better.
I agree.
Also, there is not enough water units in Wesnov to really make a good campaign for this, and not enough terrain variability.
Recently we got some, but that's still
Right.
far
Mhm.
away. And the DM, expectedly very poor campaign.
Yeah, it was. I kinda get the answers here. It was too long, and there was a lot of uncommon mechanics in this one. Uh, some people think it's exemplary, and I would say it's good in many ways, but there is also a lot of things that is bad, and you have to like work around it,
Mm-hmm.
fix a few things. So I agree with that it should be improved, but not exactly with poor.
Well, there wasn't an other choice. Like you could pick average, but yeah.
Rise of Weznov. Oh, I actually haven't ever finished it, but I've played it a few times and got until the Weznov landing eventually, and it was alright. Kind of interesting in many places. Overall, yeah, I'd say it was average. But a lot
There
of
were
people
quite
say it's
few
exemplary. So
quite few exemplary votes, few poor votes, and that's about it.
one opinion I know from second hand is that there are a few scenarios that aren't that well balanced and are kind of difficult to play, but overall it's kind of difficult campaign. So
All right.
that's it.
Winds of Fate.
Winds of Fate. Didn't play that one at all. I don't know. No opinion. Not a lot of people say it's exemplary. A lot of people say it's average or should be
Yeah.
improved.
I mean, that's kind of my take. It's pretty average, a bit could be improved definitely. I wouldn't say it's exemplary.
Yeah, not a lot of people think that. What's next? Scepter of Fire. Oh, they changed it so many times, and what? At one point, they made it completely unplayable because it was literally impossible to win this without save loading quite a lot to get exact results. Because the enemy you had to get through, you had to defeat him. Actually, in a scenario, you had to run away. And this particular enemy was filling his entire castle every turn with units, and you had no healers. So yeah, it's got more exemplary now. I think they fixed it so it's playable. The story is quite dramatic. I didn't like the ending.
Okay.
But overall, it wasn't a bad campaign. They made a lot of effort to make a lot of things that are interesting, unusual, and different from other campaigns. Yeah, overall, it's average because it's not that polished yet to this point where it can be easily played. But yeah, it's average not because it's average because it's average from good and bad that is in it.
All right. Yeah, I kinda agree. Legend of Westmere, pretty easy one, poor.
Oh yeah, definitely. uh, they tried. They definitely tried and had some good ideas, but the final product is just not working.
Yeah. Secret of the Ancients, yeah, I agree with average. I quite like the beginning, so I would say the beginning is exemplary, and the rest of campaign goes to average to poor.
Yeah, especially the last few scenarios were just too prolonged. It's
Yeah,
at some point you get to the last level, you have nothing to do but just to lose high level units against a horde of enemies that is just blocking your way for no reason at all. But other than that, the story was very good, and if they just like cut a few scenarios out of the ending, it would be very exemplary, the best campaign probably. So
yeah, you're
something.
making me competition.
Son of the Black Eye. Let's see here. A lot of people didn't play it. I'm not surprised because it's not very easy campaign. I've played it a while ago. I think they made only a few changes, or am I wrong?
I think you're right. There weren't many
Yeah.
changes.
Quite a lot of people say it's exemplary. I'm surprised it was like more average for me, but I'd respect that opinion. It was not straightforward, and the story was kind of engaging. A while ago, I actually, instead of just playing Son of the Black Eye, I just played it on debug just for the story.
Okay. Okay, I will quickly go back and see. This was 43.4. Okay. And actually tell me, should I divide by... Because like, I guess I should divide by 100 minus 43.4.
I'm not
34.
sure what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to like remove the 43.4 and then like scale the other ones.
Okay, you can just filter out the answers that are I haven't played it recently and do the statistics on everything else.
Yes, but I'm trying to do it quickly on like calculator because I'm
Okay, then yeah, multiply it by 100 minus I haven't played it recently.
for sure multiply
Right,
and not divide.
divide, yeah, right.
Okay, great. That will be 43. 0.4. No.
So
Wait, I'm fighting with my calculator. 3, 4,
I think you
4,
should do that next, so for all of them.
3, 4.
Just saying.
Okay, dobra. 4, 3, 4. And that's 61.13. And now we can go down. And the next campaign. Okay, let's go to the bottom and Northern Rebirth first.
Okay, not a lot of people have played it. I actually played it. It's yeah, you can see the responses are mixed with poor and exemplary and very few average because it's a campaign just like that. You either like it or hate it. It's very difficult in many ways, especially at the beginning. And then you have a lot of like huge battles or battles with weird unit composition. Even though you mostly play against like, and that's the main theme, but it's still kind of interesting, and there is some sort of character development, you could say, but not much. So yeah, again, we have a campaign that is kind of average, but not because it's boring, but because it's so polarized, like you can see here.
And then we have Under the Burning Suns.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's exemplary, very few say it's poor, and very few say it's average, and quite a lot of people have played it. Well, that's definitely your influence here, but yeah, I think I should play it again and check the most recent version because it changed a lot.
A lot. Yes, that's not the best version. I still have improvements to do. As I said, I want to improve the variable recall costs for sure. And as I mentioned, the people who voted for major reworks and the people who voted for like variable recall costs good, around 40 votes. Exemplary around 40 votes. So that's interesting.
It's interesting, yeah.
And also
for the Under the Burning Suns, you have this little thing when it got reworked like every version or two, and it was completely different campaign that is played in completely different way. I actually played it like 3 or 4 times, and it was completely different every time. And it was different. So once I finished it, once I couldn't finish it at all, got stuck on some scenario. It's very, very uneven.
And honestly, I just now scaled the results, and honestly, this is the most exemplary campaign in the whole game.
Well, you can see it pretty much from the beginning, considering the not played is pretty much around the same. So,
I mean,
uh,
the only
there is
contestant
no
really
scaling.
was Descent into Darkness, right? However, it had way more plays, right? So I scaled both, and Descent into Darkness is at 61%, while Under the Burning Suns is at 72.5.
Well, there is from people who played it actually. There is also the question of how many people actually played it. So it's like I don't know.
I mean, we
Market.
kind of stated it that it should be this, so I guess. I mean, I also wouldn't see that correlation, I guess, if it was like very out
Yeah.
there.
So I think your campaign definitely got worse marketing, and it's probably because it's on the very end of the list, with it's being pretty difficult
And
and
also, it was
pretty
very
experimental.
it was very recently released, right? So I guess that also factors into the people who played it. Even though it's good, it's only released for one version. So yeah, I guess not everyone had time to play it. While some other campaigns that are kind of shorter or good actually got more plays. So it kind of fits that campaigns that are usually more poor got less plays, and campaigns that are more recent also get less plays.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, yeah, Eastern Invasion is also on the table, but overall, those three are,
I
well,
believe, yeah, that's
they are recent. They are remade to be better, so it's a good result overall.
57.4, and I got 57.4, the same result. And both were added in 1.18. So
So yeah,
I guess the same people that actively play SP actually played both, I would say. Or like similar to that.
yeah, probably. So we have like
Let
two
me.
main points in this campaign. One main point is that a lot of people play single player and they mostly like the good campaigns, that the good reworks that got recently out,
Yeah,
the ones that were uh, expected to be good because the initial feedback was good.
yeah,
And they got a lot of like story, a lot of images, a lot of interesting stuff put into it, and a lot of work put into it. And other stuff got, well, less of the good reviews, but overall they are like pretty much similar to each other, except for the few that are in dire need of a rework, I think.
so yeah, like concluding this slightly, I think that maybe my purpose in life shouldn't be MP but rather SP. Right? Given that, look at the feedback.
Yeah.
Look at the feedback. And
Yeah, and the
that's
other point is that there is some um, there is some a group of people who like your changes, so some of them definitely should be implemented, but perhaps not all, and not all in the way you think they should.
honestly, I don't care. I told Dallas, do whatever you want. I don't care. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah, like
yeah,
whatever. And
yeah. Well, the results are out, and we can like
I actually,
uh, make further decisions based on that.
I
I
guess,
think they will ask more changes than it's from the survey, but overall it's
yeah, I don't care anymore. Like, I also checked forums, hoping there would be more responses. However, we got only one, which I actually kind of hoped to get some more. Uh,
especially since it's not very
I mean, it's
well.
not very long, right? I guess on Discord probably there were more like people talking about it,
Oh
but
yeah, there will be like uh, another few people criticizing how the survey is made, just to make their point the right point.
Yeah, I don't care. Oh,
But
oh,
it's
now it reminds me. Dwarf Tour or Cat Behemoth or whatever, actually, as the community manager, got pissed because I didn't include him because I said, I don't trust you. I don't want to give you the power to edit the survey or look at it before because I simply didn't trust him that he would keep the results confidential until the launch, right? And he got pissed and he
wait,
said,
what?
oh, what?
Wait, what? Keep results of the public survey confidential
Before the release, right? Because
before 120 release? That's like
no,
what?
no, no, you don't understand. I wanted for the week to not release them anywhere, right? When it was being concluded.
Okay.
AKA, you didn't see the results at all. No one else saw the results. Only I and Dallas got the uh, results before, right?
Okay.
And I didn't want to include him because I was very sure since he was like very closely with like Forest Dragon and Mechanical and etc. Right? I was
Mhm.
very I was very doubtful he would keep the results confidential, right? And I didn't want to give him the like editor privileges on like the survey, and he got pissed and he said, "Oh, that is not official because I'm not there," and I basically laughed it off.
Pretty much you said the same thing that anything that other people propose is not important, and what they say is not important because you are the one managing the community. So I see a fault on your side as well, but
Yes,
basically I think you're
but however, I am.
overestimating what Forest Dragon said because he was like mostly proposing and rating your stuff, and you took it like an aggression.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I'm a very aggressive person. Don't take that personally. I'm also
people
kind of
take that.
hypocritical. However, there are moral stances that don't accept hypocrisy.
Well, the results are public now, and they are showing a lot of things, and
Yeah,
they are kind of in agreement with what was happening on the forum, but kind of not. And
yeah, they
we
are
can.
kind of even conflicting with itself if you look at it, since all the changes in balance that have parry done quite poorly.
Well,
Unless the people simply don't care. That's another like that the 50% people just don't care. Perhaps.
you would have to like do more statistics on it to get a
Yeah, I
definite
guess.
result, but
It was pretty long survey anyway. Like
not really.
not
I've
really, but
seen it.
there were opinions that oh it's too long, I didn't finish it, I just pressed like I haven't played everywhere. So yeah, for some people it was. I'm used to like Mikhoyov surveys that take 15 minutes instead of 5, so yeah, for me it also wasn't long.
Yeah. Overall, we've got the results, and I think there will be some changes made, but probably not all of them.
Yeah, like as I said, whatever. I'm
Uh,
clearly more wanted in another aspect of the game, so
do you think we should finish it now?
I guess we can. Wanna play something after? Like on off stream?
No, not
No.
today, but
Okay.
maybe let's play something next week. Hopefully, I will refresh some add-on or something.
Okay, sure. So I would like to greatly thank you for showing up here. It certainly made the stream more entertaining with you being here, and your commentary definitely improved and showed some other sides of the survey that I wouldn't think about. So I certainly am grateful for that. And any last words?
No,
No.
no last words. I'm not dying yet.
All right. Okay, then
Well,
I
see
would
you.
I would like to also thank everyone watching, and I guess I will see you next time. Say the bye. Yaron. Bye. Are you off already? Dude. Okay, he doesn't want to tell the bye. So we will see you another time. Bye.